You won't believe the drama unfolding between Scrappy and his new girlfriend, Britney. What started as a simple romance has quickly spiraled into a whirlwind of unbelievable rumors and hidden truths. The buzz is relentless. Everyone's talking. But what's the real story? Is their relationship genuine, or is there something far more complex lurking behind the scenes? Hold on tight, because this tale is about to take a jaw-dropping twist. Been smooth sailing, but this new chapter with Britney, it's turning heads in ways no one expected. The rumors flying around are wild, and the gossip is only getting juicier. If you thought you had a handle on Scrappy's love life, think again. The streets are buzzing with scandalous whispers, and trust us, you won't want to miss where this story is headed next. What's really happening behind the scenes? This new relationship with Britney is more than just another celebrity love story. It's causing ripples that no one saw coming. In this video, we're diving headfirst into the details of how it all began, the rumors swirling around them, and whether this romance is as flawless as it appears. Stick with us, because we're about to reveal the truth behind the headlines. Relationship? The moment Scrappy was seen with a mystery woman, who wasn't his ex, Bambi, the rumor mill went into overdrive. Fans couldn't help but ask, who is this new woman? What's her story? And how deep does this relationship go? The curiosity was immediate, and the questions just kept piling up. Stay with us as we break down everything you need to know about this whirlwind romance, straight from the insiders. You won't want to miss what we've uncovered, anyone ordinary. The internet was buzzing with questions as soon as Scrappy was seen with Britney. Fans were left in shock, scrambling to make sense of the new twist in his love life. Scrappy, whose history of on-again, off-again relationships with Bambi had been well documented, suddenly introduced a fresh face. But what set Britney apart from all the others? Turns out she wasn't just another fling. There was more to her than meets the eye. And as the rumors unfold, it's clear that this romance is far from typical, not just some chance encounter. Britney wasn't your average woman, far from it. For years, she'd kept her life out of the public eye, far away from the flashing cameras. But what made her connection with Scrappy unique wasn't just the sudden appearance on the scene. According to insiders, their meeting was no accident. The two were introduced through a mutual friend in the industry, setting the stage for something much more significant than a casual fling. And as the details unfold, it's clear there's a deeper story to be told. Before his split with Bambi, could this be a rebound, or is there something much more serious at play here? The plot thickens, as whispers start circulating that Scrappy and Britney's romance might not be as new as it appears. Some insiders suggest their connection goes further back, even before Scrappy's most recent breakup with Bambi. Were they involved all along, or is this just another twist in Scrappy's complicated love life? The story is far from over, and things are about to get even more intriguing. Before Scrappy and Bambi officially ended things, rumors began to circulate that Scrappy and Britney's relationship may have started before the breakup. As their romance went public, whispers from close sources hinted that their connection could have been the reason behind the split, making things even more complicated, using his relationship with Britney to boost his public image, especially after his breakup with Bambi. Some insiders are speculating that Scrappy's intentions might not have been as genuine as they seemed, and that he may have been more interested in the spotlight than in the actual romance. It's a bold claim, but given the timing and circumstances, it's starting to make more sense. One of the biggest rumors swirling is that Scrappy may have been strategically aligning himself with Britney for more than just love. Timing of it all. With the drama surrounding his on and off relationship with Bambi, some fans are questioning whether Scrappy's romance with Britney is more of a strategic move than a genuine connection. Could she be a distraction, a way for him to look like he's fully moved on and found happiness? It's a thought that can't be overlooked, especially given the whirlwind of rumors and the way things played out. Could Britney be a key piece in Scrappy's public redemption story? Only time will tell. Attention! Rumors suggest that Scrappy might not have been completely upfront with Britney about his past with Bambi, creating some tension between them. The timing of their public debut, so soon after Bambi's departure, has only fueled suspicions. But let's shift the focus to Britney. While Scrappy's love life has been under a microscope, some insiders are suggesting that Britney might not be as in the dark about Scrappy's history as it seems. Her role in this unfolding drama could be much more complicated than it appears. Been raising eyebrows. Far from being just another woman chasing the spotlight, Britney has her own past, filled with drama and connections in the entertainment industry. Insiders reveal that her ties run deeper than anyone expected, and some of her associations might even be fueling the gossip around her and Scrappy's relationship. It's clear that Britney's story is more layered than it first appeared, and her past might be just as intriguing as her present with Scrappy. Suspicious glances. Whispers imply Britney might have had a few questionable encounters before crossing paths with Scrappy. Word is, her history includes some stormy romances with other famous names. Though Scrappy was swift to embrace her, did he really know the full story? There's far more beneath Britney than most people realize. To begin with, sources suggest she may have tangled in serious industry chaos before going public with Scrappy, from shady business moves to ties with big names behind the scenes. But this is where events begin to take an even more surprising twist. Scrappy's past struggles with his inner battles could explain his attraction to someone like Britney. Are they perhaps reflections of one another? It appears both are chasing a sense of worth or a way out. Followers have begun analyzing Britney's online activity, with many convinced that hidden messages exist that hint at a stormy past. Is she attempting to break free from it, or crafting a shared story with Scrappy? Everyone knows Scrappy has wrestled with addiction, family tension, and deep personal challenges. But is he falling into old patterns by committing to someone whose life has also equally heavy baggage? And if you assume this story couldn't twist any further, hold tight, because it's about to shift gears. Increasing murmurs suggest Scrappy's bond with Britney may be far more tangled than it looks. Certain insiders even allege Scrappy's caught in the middle of a romantic triangle. And no, it's not simply about Britney and Bambi. Some insiders suggest Scrappy's been in contact with another woman, a figure from his history. Is it possible he's balancing more than one romance at a time? What's even more intriguing is that this woman is said to be someone deeply connected to his family circle. We're referring to a person who stood by him for years, someone who's witnessed the ups and downs of his journey in music and life. Might this be why Scrappy is pushing so hard to present his bond with Britney as flawless? Observers are starting to question if it's simply a diversion from the real drama brewing behind the scenes. Here's where things get even more suspicious. Some fans have noticed that Scrappy has been pulling back from social media lately, avoiding certain public appearances, and even keeping his relationship with Britney more private than expected. Might this be an attempt to bury something from his past? Or is he simply pushing hard to uphold the facade of a flawless relationship with Britney in front of everyone? If there's truth to the second woman rumors, could Britney be a distraction from the real mess? And where does Bambi fit into all this? Is she silently observing from the background, biding her time to strike when it counts? The way everything lines up feels almost too exact. Scrappy and Britney's public debut happened just as his bond with Bambi began to crumble. And word now is, Bambi's been carefully tracking Scrappy's every step. Might this entire spectacle be unfolding for one major purpose? To steer public focus away from Scrappy's past missteps and his tangled relationships with the women around him. As the situation keeps unraveling, one major figure has stayed oddly quiet through it all. Bambi. We've watched how public personalities respond when their private lives are brought into the spotlight. Yet Bambi's quiet approach is starting to spark curiosity. Supporters have been anticipating her reaction, hoping she'd finally break her silence on everything happening with Scrappy and Britney. But with each passing day, Bambi's silence grows louder. Early on, most expected her to snap back publicly, perhaps put out a statement to clear things up. After all, she's spent years with Scrappy, and most women in her shoes would want to set the story straight, wouldn't they? But Bambi has kept completely silent, and that's where the mystery deepens. What's behind her refusal to speak? Some close sources now suggest that Bambi's silence might be tactical. Some believe she's thinking long-term. She's endured plenty with Scrappy. And perhaps she knows just how to navigate this mess without letting the world witness her frustration. Is it possible Bambi's keeping her strategy hidden, biding her time for that perfect, game-changing reveal? Maybe she's simply waiting for the perfect moment to unveil something that could completely shatter the calm, unfolding in plain sight. The future that once looked so promising now feels shaky. Fans are left wondering, is this truly the Scrappy they used to look up to? And as for Scrappy, the pressing question becomes, can he even fix what's broken? But here's the curveball. What if he stops resisting and fully leans into the chaos instead? In a time when controversy drives attention, is Scrappy aiming to flip this chaos into a chance for redemption? Might he stage a comeback by confronting his missteps, telling his version of events, and becoming even more relatable to fans? Or will the burden of it all prove too heavy for him to handle? Let's now shift focus to Britney. As the latest woman, linked to Scrappy, she's no newcomer to public attention, yet this scandal has elevated her visibility like never before. Fans are left wondering, who exactly is she, and how deep does her involvement run in all this? Britney's arrival in Scrappy's world did anything but go unnoticed. When whispers began about Scrappy and Britney being together, fans were taken aback. Scrappy had just stepped out of a very public breakup with Bambi, and out of nowhere, he's connected to someone who, up until now, flew mostly under the radar. Britney's history, her connections, and people have started questioning her motives, and understandably so. Scrappy's connection with her isn't just turning heads, it's sparking a wave of theories about what she really wants. So what's the truth behind all this? Is Britney simply another name swept up in the chaos of Scrappy's spotlight, or is there something deeper beneath the sight? Here's what's interesting. While Scrappy and Britney's romance may appear sudden, it could very well be a strategic decision. Britney isn't just any ordinary woman. She's rumored to have ties within the entertainment world, and according to some insiders, she fully understands the spotlight that comes with dating someone like Scrappy brings with him. And that leads to a key question. Is Britney chasing clout, or are her feelings for him real? The timing makes things even more suspicious. Scrappy's marriage to Bambi, though often in the spotlight, appeared to be falling apart. A lot of fans now suspect that his latest romance relationship with Britney deeper than a simple rebound? Was her arrival timed perfectly to catch Scrappy at a low point? Some believe she knew exactly how to play her cards, using the moment to boost her own profile and step into the limelight. Is this a clever fame move, or is Britney truly a piece in a much larger puzzle? Britney isn't unfamiliar with controversy. In truth, her name has come up in whispers surrounding past romances, with some suggesting she's been tangled in drama long before Scrappy entered the picture. Though it's hard to say for certain, a few insiders claim Britney might have a pattern of using well-known relationships to keep herself in the spotlight. Now that she's linked to Scrappy, a familiar face in reality TV, it only seems to support that idea further. As events continue to spiral, one thing stands out. Britney isn't just watching from the background. She's playing an active role, in the chaos, intentionally or otherwise. But what's even more fascinating is the idea that Britney might be the deciding factor in Scrappy's rise or downfall. Could she end up being the reason his career is saved, or the cause of its collapse? Now here's the twist. What if Britney shares a history with another person in Scrappy's inner circle? Someone he trusts? Maybe even a former friend who's about to expose explosive truths that might shake everything Scrappy believed about loyalty. Could Britney's link to someone from his past be the spark that sends this entire controversy spiraling out of control? Now, let's pivot for a moment and look at how Scrappy is dealing with the chaos. Has he managed the criticism well? How has he spoken regarding his relationship with Britney? And how might this shape his image in the long run? At first, Scrappy kept mostly silent as gossip around him and Britney started spreading. As speculation intensified, he worked to appear unfazed. He shared several vague posts online, seemingly trying to soften the impact of the matter, but keeping quiet only made the rumors grow wilder. Supporters were eager to know the truth. How? Did Scrappy actually feel about everything going on? Was his love for Britney real, or was he simply swept up in the drama? Finally, Scrappy ended the silence with a bold post on Instagram. He tackled the gossip directly, hoping to set the record straight and shift the conversation. He expressed frustration over being misjudged and insisted that his relationship with Britney was nobody's concern but his own. He pointed out how quickly people assume things, promising that the actual facts would surface in due time. Still, the harm had already been done. Rather than easing tensions, his post ignited even greater backlash. While some supporters stood by him, arguing he had a right to keep his life private and that the criticism was premature, others felt let down by his reaction. To them, Scrappy seemed unwilling to own up to the chaos he'd caused and appeared more invested in saving face than admitting how much his private life had unraveled. But here's where it gets interesting. As Scrappy focused on salvaging his reputation, Britney seemed to go in a completely different direction. She had her own strategy in motion. While Scrappy tiptoed through the criticism, Britney leaned into the chaos. She didn't hesitate to engage with the drama. Rather than retreat, she embraced the chaos, sharing pictures and clips that left fans intrigued. Her online presence became a mix of daring captions and provocative visuals, intensifying the buzz. One thing was obvious. Britney had no plans to step aside. She was determined to turn the spotlight in her favor, whatever it took. She kept spotlighting their romance, dropping quiet signals that she might be the one calling the shots. The implication was undeniable. If Scrappy slipped up, Britney could seize control of the whole storyline, and things didn't end with just them. Scrappy's tight-knit circle began to feel the strain as well. Rumors surfaced about growing friction between him and a few longtime allies. Things grew more tangled with Bambi, who remained involved and shared parenting duties with him. Suddenly, everyone seemed to have something to say about his decisions, and the public spotlight burned brighter than ever. That's when everything truly began to spiral downward. Scrappy ended up caught between two conflicting realities, one demanding he uphold a flawless persona, and the other exposing his intimate life to public judgment. The boundary between his private matters and public presence was fading fast, and the weight of it all kept growing. But what sets this particular mess apart from the rest in the past? The issue isn't only his involvement with Britney, it's also how Scrappy is managing the aftermath. While he's never shied away from being real about his hardships, this situation feels unlike anything before. The consequences are heavier, with his career, his loved ones, and his public image all hanging in the balance, the edge. And if this situation keeps spiraling, Scrappy could be staring down consequences far harsher than he ever expected.